Black Power family, we back in the house, man. Tapping in what's going on overseas with this Iran hypocrisy. At this point, we can see that this shit is just a game. This is just a game that, they fleecing the world. Donald Trump don't know what the hell he doing. He's fleecing the fucking United States economy, selling all that gas, getting super rich, cryptocurrency, selling gas from Venezuela, keeping this goddamn this fake war going on while they fleecing us. We got to wake up. He keep telling us that Iran want to make a deal. Then he come on on the news and report that Iran want to knock him off at the same time. How in the fuck is somebody wanting to make a deal and knock you off at the same time? They don't want to make no deal with you, Donald Trump. They do not want to make a deal with you. That's the reality. You feel me? They want revenge. And that's crucial, man. That's very crucial. They want revenge. And what are they willing to do to get revenge? Are they willing to attack the mainland of the United States? Are they willing to attack the mainland of the United States to get revenge? Because you done went over there and killed their leaders. You done knocked off that man in power over there. That was his damn daddy. I wish I would want to make a deal with a nigga that killed my daddy. You see what I'm saying? Shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's sacrilegious. You see what I'm saying? That's fucking sacrilegious to make a damn deal with somebody that didn't kill your daddy. So Donald Trump is lying, he thinking them people gonna let him get away. He thinking them people gonna let him get away with knocking that man off. And not just knock him off, man. He knocked off so many people. I mean, even their leader, this guy was a leader of Iran about maybe 10 years ago, knocked his ass off too. And I remember that guy. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm not into that, but I didn't think he was a bad guy because he wasn't really looking for no wars or nothing. He wasn't really looking for no war shit. It was pretty stable when he was in there. And so, knocked him off too. Knocked all their ass. Man, they knocked off a lot of people over there. Man, them people want revenge. You see? Yeah. Yeah, that was the one. That was the Soleimani. That was the first one. He knocked General Soleimani off in his first term. You know what I'm saying? That was and he was beloved. He was like second under the supreme leader. He was beloved. He wasn't just, he was like a hero to them Iranians. So, they wanted revenge. They wanted revenge for him. You see what I'm saying? They wanted revenge for him, but now that they done knocked off the Ayatollah, they done knocked the supreme leader off, they knocked off all the first tier of their leadership over there, They won't revenge, and not only the first tier, but the second tier too. They done knocked this and start cutting into the third tier. So they thought that by them knocking off so many that they would get down to a point where some of them leaders would, say, you know what, we don't want no more. But that's not the reality. That they, them motherfuckers is they staunch, radicals. You know what I'm saying? They committed radicals. They not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They believe that to the death. To the death. They believe that to the death, and they not, you got to understand that Iran is an ancient country. They not necessarily the ancient people, but it got an ancient legacy over there. that civilization and been over there for thousands and thousands of years. They not gonna just bow down like that. When you got history and you got a history, whether they understand that they not, and they understand they not the original, but they have built on top of it, and so they consider it all one package. So they feel like they Persians, they feel like, they ancient Iranians, and that they not gonna bow to the United States. That's the way they feel, and they feel like the Arabs over there, that's why they bombed them. All of them nations over there was established by the West. All them nations, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, even Israel, Lebanon, all of that shit. The French, the British, and the United States established all of that. Them motherfuckers, and so even Iran, to a certain extent, but they rebelled. They had put that guy in over there. What was his name? He over here now. Hold on. I think his name is Prince, whatever his name is. Oh no, is he a king? He might be a king. He might be a king. I don't know. But his silly ass, they don't want him in there because he's a silly ass, and he went to fleecing the fucking country or all the money so he could live like, some fairy tale king and shit. And so they ousted his ass. But they ousted that motherfucker, and they brought back in, the Ayatollah. The Ayatollah setup, you know what I'm saying? They made an Islamic republic. You feel what I'm saying? But even Iran was a part of that Western, when they designed that shit. Yeah, he rolling with where they always rolling with the Israelis. But the Israelis need the United States too. They both need each other. It's a marriage. It's a marriage in wickedness. They both need one another because the United States ultimately need a base in case them Arabs get out of line, because people keep saying the Jew actually, people give them more power than what they really got. Yes, they are powerful, but remember, the Jew was out in the Mediterranean. He didn't have no fucking home. So don't act like yes, he got power because he signed an oath with Britain, France, and the United States. But they was out in the Mediterranean. They didn't even have no fucking home. You see what I'm saying? The French didn't take them in. The British didn't take them in. The United States didn't take them in. No European nation took them Jews. They were sitting in ships out in the Mediterranean. And finally, they wrote that Balfour whatever treaty or whatever it is, which gave them Palestine, a piece of Palestine, as their home. You see, so they didn't even have no home, and so yeah, they gave them that, and they went over there, and over the course of 50 years, they seized way more than what that Balfour Accord had originally given them. That Balfour Accord had given them a smaller piece of land, and they didn't went over there and took over all that shit. You see what I'm saying? But they still they need the United States, because if them Arabs collectively get together on them, they're going to have to drop a nuclear bomb. They will not be able to conventionally beat Egypt, Turkey, they can't beat Iran by themselves. Don't believe that. They would have to drop a bomb on Iran. If it come to ground warfare, Iran will beat the Israelis. And they know that. If it come to a ground assault, it is no way that the Israelis could beat Iran. So they can't, so they need the United States. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And Turkey want to get on their head. Turkey want to get on their head. And Donald Trump trying to say, man, you gonna fuck around and you fighting Iran and then you gonna start a war with Turkey. Man, them motherfuckers is destined. Their destiny is coming real soon. They want to fight every motherfucking body, and it's the littlest motherfucker on the block. It remind me of these little chihuahuas. You know how them little chihuahuas be? Especially some of them chihuahuas could be crazy than a motherfucker. They be and you'll back the fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? Little crazy ass chihuahua. Man, this one, it was this elder sister had a chihuahua. Man, she used to send, we had to go to the store, and every time she be like, come get the money, and you go up there to the door to get the money to go get shit from the store. Man, here come this chihuahua, and that motherfucker be, I be like, motherfuckers be running off the porch and shit, and like, man, the motherfucker scarier than a pit bull. You feel what I'm saying? That's the Israelis. Until a bigger dog that don't give a fuck about them, grab that little motherfucker and slang that motherfucker about halfway up the block. That's what happened. That bigger dog that don't give a fuck about that dog and grab that little motherfucker and crunch his ass. But anyway, you say you hungry, you gotta see Jesus about a burrito. I feel you. Anyway, family, I appreciate y'all, man, coming over here. Donald Trump lying again. He know damn well Iran don't want no treaty, don't want no deal. They want revenge. They over there drawing Donald Trump laying in a casket over there downtown Tehran, and he keep telling us they want to make a deal, and then come on the news and say I'm number one on the Iranian kill list. How the fuck they gonna want to make a deal and got your ass number one on the kill list at the same time? Donald Trump need to quit lying, man. This shit getting bad. He damn near, he just like George Bush and all the rest of them motherfuckers, man. I'll see y'all in a minute. Click that link down there in the chat, General Seti, Patreon. Get over there, 2 Raw for YouTube, General Seti, Etsy, One Stop. Say shitting in his pants. Man, fuck Donald Trump, man. I'm done with that motherfucker, man. General Seti, Etsy, One Stop, man. Get over there, get you some classic material. I'll see y'all black here in a minute. Black Power.